and here with the dish is our entertainment journalist friend, Shady Shallon Lester. Shallon.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about Lori Loughlin
and
her husband, Massimo, and pleading guilty.
Oh, actually, they pled not guilty.
Oh, not guilty.
Yeah,
Sorry.
don't worry. Which is an interesting question, which I'm sure the feds are asking themselves also. Why are you pleading not guilty? Because unlike Felicity Huffman, who did plead guilty and issued an apology, right? Lori and her husband are accused of fraud and money laundering for allegedly paying $500,000 to get their 2 daughters into USC as athletic recruits, which, spoiler alert, they are not. So the feds offered them a deal for 2 years, like 2 years in prison, and Lori said absolutely not, turned it down. So they're rolling the dice with a trial, and these are not insignificant charges. And after they turned down that plea deal, they were hit with more charges.
Yeah. And they're facing up to what?
They are facing 40 years in prison. Like, this is not going to be a slap on the wrist. And a $750,000 fine. And Lori's position seems to be one of, I think her defense is like entitlement and denial. Like, she thinks that this is simply what any mom would have done. And she knew it was like bending the rules, but she didn't think it was illegal, like regular people illegal.
Yes.
But she's like, this is what
So
anyone
when you
would have
hire
done.
somebody to take your kids' SATs,
Right.
you don't think that something's wrong with that?
And apparently, it's like, by that logic, you could hire someone to shoot your daughter's ex-husband. If you're just trying to do the right thing. But if you're gonna
What in the world?
I'm just, a girl's gotta have a side hustle, But like, if your defense is like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help my child, like that, you can't break the law, though.
There's gotta be some jail time in here from somewhere.
Yeah.
Massimo, the husband, who has the good clothes at Target.
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently he lied about going to college. Talk about that.
This is the best part. So this is not even their first college scam, nor is it their first scam about USC. When he was college age, he told his parents that he was a full-time student at USC, was getting them to write tuition checks to him, that he was paying his tuition. He was not. He was doing some non-degree special
No, what I
class.
heard is that he was starting his fashion line,
Out of a
which he didn't
house,
realize he was going to be Massimo, but he was taking the money.
Yeah,
and
like falsifying report cards, like really scamming the parents.
Yeah, but can I just say something as a college graduate?
Yes.
Haven't we all at some particular point said something to our parents that wasn't necessarily true, whether it's change a grade or, no, I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying that it's right. Haven't you ever said to your parents, you don't have to go to summer school, you just want to stay in Boston, to hang out with your friends, but really it's because maybe you owed classes. And the parents just believe it.
Right.
As long as you kill them with your charm.
Yes.
And look, and Massimo ended up being a world-class designer, affordable. So if he wasn't wrapped up in this crime right here, you'd be looking at something like that and saying, wow, well, it worked out for him.
But he's also scamming his own parents.
But now, well, he scammed his parents.
Yeah.
But I bet you his parents love that money and love what he did.
Right.
Scamming is not right. And the thing about Massimo is now that he's involved with Lori and his daughters in this, now it just looks shady.
So
it looks like, Dad was right there with Lori, of course.
Right. And so there's a lot of tension behind the scenes with these two. They're putting on a united front, but privately, they're pointing the finger at each other. He's mad that she's not keeping more of a low profile. She's been signing autographs outside the courthouse. Part of her defense of denial and entitlement.
Yeah.
This is just, she doesn't seem to be realizing the gravity of her situation.
Right.
And things are also not going well for the daughters. There's reports that one of the daughters has been sent a letter from the Justice Department saying that she is under investigation. And apparently this is happening to a lot of the kids involved in the scandal. If they were over 18 when these schemes were hatched, they're getting roped into this too. They're adults and they could be complicit in all of this.
Something tells me that the kids really don't understand how serious this is.
Right. I mean, when you're 18 or 17, or even an adult, and your parents like, just trust me, you're like, okay, I don't know, I'll pose in this rowing machine, whatever.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be watching that. All right,
Yes,
let's
we
move
are.
on to Adele and her husband.
I know. Sad day for Adele, but great news for Adele fans, because she's gonna put out some banger hits. Right?
Because she writes based on her life.
Yeah, no one wants a happy Adele song. No one wants a happy Adele song. So her husband, Simon Konecki, and her have split up. They've actually been dating since 2011. They got married in 2016, like kind of hush-hush. We didn't even know
that she had a boyfriend.
We didn't even know, let alone like a husband and a child. So they have a 6-year-old son named Angelo.
He, though, is 15 years older than Adele.
Yeah.
Right now, he's 45 to her 30.
She just turned 30. Can you believe she's only 30?
So, yeah, I know she has an older spirit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that could have a lot to do with their split, as well as what they do for a living, particularly
Absolutely.
him.
Particularly him. Like, so they live in the UK, and he started a water company there and a water charity that takes them all over the world. And I think as he's older, he's not so into the Hollywood scene, whereas she is becoming like very much into it. She's friends with Jennifer Lawrence and they're out partying.
Yeah, she's more than just an A-list singer.
Yeah.
Now she's friends with the A-list people. So she's out and enjoying being, you know, out on the town with the A-list. And he, from what I understand, is very much, I don't want anything to do with Hollywood.
Right.
And his water company is actually around the world in impoverished places with clean water that they need. So he's gone probably most of the year because there's dirty water every place.
I know. Send him to Flint, Michigan, you know?
Yeah.
Let him start at home.
Yeah. So they're divorcing?
They are divorcing.
It'll be quiet, though.
I think it will be quiet because they were last seen together in January at an Elton John concert. And right around that time, she had transferred their houses into his name only and sold her UK home.
Amicable.
So I think, you know, he's got his own money. She certainly does too. Word is there was no prenup, but they seem to both be mature enough and respectful enough that I think they're going to work this out. But you got to have some good songs, Adele. You can work it
good
out,
luck to both of them. Shady Shallon, Lester, everybody, thank you for being here. Check her out on her YouTube channel.